Hi guys, Random here. Back with a bit more World of Warships. Yes. You'll have to excuse me if you get a sense of deja vu, because I have reviewed this ship previously. PeterAA is one of my subscribers, and he's asked if I could take a second look at it, because he's interested in buying it. So, if you want to blame him, then please don't. No, I mean, I'm quite happy to do similar for any of you. All you need to do is ask. So, let's take a revisit at the Imperial Japanese Tier 8 cruiser Atago. Now then, if we are looking at this in terms of its peers at Tier 8, so the Megami, for example, it's pretty much identical in stats. Pretty much. The upgraded Megami hull, the sea hull, is 1,000 hit points less. So, not enough to make a difference, really. The armour is pretty similar. If we take a look at the armour scheme here, yeah, it's a Japanese cruiser. Do not get caught sideways in this. You have a very slightly better torpedo damage reduction. I think it's 1 or 2% in it, but it really is not a huge difference. Artillery wise, 5x2 203s. If you upgrade the Megami guns to the 203s, you get 5x2. There's 0.1 kilometre range difference. The damage is the same. The fire chance is slightly higher in the Atago. I think, again, only 1 or 2% in it, but really not all that different. Anti-air defence standard on the Atago is slightly better, but I haven't got BFT or AFT, so you could push that up a little bit further. It's not fantastic. It really isn't, but you do get the option to have defensive AA, and you do have a fighter, so yeah, that can kind of help. Manoeuvrability wise, 35.5 knots. If we take a look at the Megami and we look at the upgraded, oh, there isn't an upgraded. Yes, 34.5. So you could put a speed flag on it and it would be no different whatsoever. Turning circle 790, turning circle 750. I think that might go up with the sea hull, maybe. No, the rudder shift goes down. Oh, okay. So yeah, slightly better turning circle on the Megami. And concealment wise, 9.1. And that's with the skill and the module. On the Megami, it's 11.7, but if you put a captain in there with the skill, if we nick him out the Atago for a second, because he is the Megami captain, and we can have a quick look and see what the parameters are there. 10.3. So the Atago's very slightly more stealthy. Not a huge amount, but very slightly. So what makes the Atago different? Okay, one of the first things you will notice is when you get in your Japanese cruisers, especially as you get past kind of tier 7, they tend to fire the torpedoes in that kind of arc, out the back of the ship. So 90 degrees or less. Okay, they tend to be your torpedo arcs. The Atago fires in a beautifully wide arc. You can actually fire forwards pretty much the same as you can backwards in other ships. So you cannot fire both of these torpedo launchers forward. If we look here to see how they're mounted, you will see that they are hinged here. Okay, so these come forward very slightly, but mostly backwards, and these come backwards very slightly, but mostly forwards. But it does mean you've got a rack of 4 torpedoes in each launcher on each side. So 4 launchers, 4 torps in each, 2 on each side. That can make a big difference, especially if you're charging down a battleship or similar and you just want to get that damage done nice and quickly. You can pop out behind the island, get the torps into him, accelerate and launch the rear ones into him as you pass. Now, he may not have even had time to turn his guns on you. So think of it as a improved version of the Megami, and you won't be far wrong when it comes to the torpedoes. This ship has been in the game a long time. In fact, it may even have been since open beta or closed beta. I don't remember, but it is that long, you know. And how many people have you heard raging away, you know, oh my god, it's an Atago, they're so OP, pay to win. You don't hear that because this ship is balanced. This ship fits in extremely well with the tech tree ships. Yeah, it's got a few little, I'm a little bit better here, I'm not quite so good there. If you look at the stats side by side to, say, the Megami, but it's pretty much there. And I like this ship. I do like this ship. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the modules, make sure we've had a quick look at those. Auxiliary armament mod 1. Try saying that after 3 points. Damage con mod 1. Anti-air mod 2. Steering gear mod 2. And concealment mod 1. They're the upgrades. The consumables, we have got repair party 2. We've got catapult fighter 1. I don't worry about that quite so much because, well, frankly, you don't see that many carriers in the game. Same reason that I don't put on defensive AA. You could if you wished. I will be putting on damage con mod 2 though. Or damage con 2, I should say. Just to make sure. Captain here. Yeah, preventive maintenance, adrenaline rush, demo expert and concealment expert. So that's the ship, that's the build. Let's see what we get. Now, I've tried to record a couple of matches in this, and the last match I was a little bit unfortunate. A Minotaur, Minotaur. Oh my god, we have a carrier, a tier 9 one, no less. Wow. Cool, well done you for persevering. So yeah, it was a Minotaur pop round the side of an island and basically just deleted me. So it wasn't a particularly good match to watch. So, I've got good concealment. We do have planes in the air. We got a gearing and a Yugamo. Interesting. We do have our fighter, so that's some good. We've got Hydro there. We're not completely helpless. Now, I'm not going to go charging off because that would be suicide. I need to find an island that's kind of my size, and I need to work that island. So let's wish everyone luck.
I owe you one. Thank you.
The gearing's going in.
Thank you.
The Yugamo is on the way. Okay, let's have a look at those torpedo arcs. Are they not glorious? You can see it switching over from one launcher to the other. You see that? That little flick? Yeah, that is your range on your top launchers. And then it flicks over to the other one. So, you can't get them all forward, but you do get a better range on them than say, the Megami. So let's push up. What have we got that's radar here? Nothing, I think, unless... the Minotaur's got hydro, I think. I don't think it's got radar. I don't know. I haven't got it, so... That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But we've got a nice bit of solid island between us and the enemy at the moment, which is lovely. There is the enemies. Not quite in range yet. Okay. So there's that gearing. So we're using the speed here really to try and get into position. We do have torpedoes, of course. It's quite an ask to get them through there and actually hit something, but so I need to think now about what is going to be coming where. Now we've got the Atago and we have the gearing coming from over here. So I'm just spinning the guns round over the port side, because I think that gearing's going to be coming through this gap. Now I'm not spotted, but it wouldn't surprise me if they appeared very shortly. Well, enemy monarchs there. There we go, look, we can see them now. The Atago is there. I doubt the gearing would have turned in that hard. Might have done. Got the Minotaur over there, the old Minotaur. Now, I'm going to put in AP. It's a little bit of a delay while we reload, but look at that. Looks good. So let's get our 203s working and let's see how we do. Need to give them a bit more lead, but that was 2 citadels. There's the gearing. And let's see if we can get them away. No, not as lucky that time. Probably a bit of a rush shot there by me. There's the gearing. So we need to line up some high explosive and probably tap the hydro as well, just in case. There he is. Let's see if we can get the shots in. Oh, somebody got some beautiful shots into him there. I'm going to turn the corner here. Now that gearing is going to pop out. No, no he's not, because he's down. Okay. Let's get the AP in, because that Atago is probably going to be presenting a nice target to it. Well, if somebody doesn't delete him first. But you do have to work this ship the same as you do any other Japanese cruiser. Well, we were lined up for the shot there. The Monarch looks like he's going to be the last ship that isn't a carrier. Yep. Now, I'm not too worried about not doing a huge amount of damage in this game. I'm a tier 8 cruiser against some tier 10 ships. So, am I worried about not getting huge damage numbers? No, I'm not. What I would like is to survive. And it isn't a case of we haven't done any work, because we have. We guarded that flank. We got, I know, wasn't a huge amount of damage, but we got 2 citadels into that side of that Minotaur, which helped. And we've got 2 cap flags, so again, good stuff. And we're probably not in a terrible position to turn in for this Essex. Now we do have that Minotaur, the Ibuki's there. Now we haven't got our battleship, so our battleship went down. So if it's going to be a range question, we might be okay. We shall see though, because the carrier is on the warpath over there, which should pop up into view any moment. And we're cruising along at a lovely 35.4 there. So there's the Essex. He's in view. He's out of range at the moment. He's 20.5 and dropping. And we're 15.8. So we've got 5 kilometres to cover before he's in range. But at this kind of pace, this boat can relocate quite quickly. I'm looking at the counter and I'm wondering whether or not it will still be alive when we get there. Doesn't look like it, does it? So would a spotter plane be good on this particular boat? I'm not sure. The shells are pretty good, but they do stay in the air for quite a while. Yeah, that thing's going down. And all we can do is watch, unfortunately. It's a shame. There we go. But as I say, I'm not overly worried about doing small amounts of damage when you can still come out of a game with 74.5k in credits. You know, we're down here, we're a tier 8, it's a tier 10 game. The fact we lived was testament to our positioning there. So 38,146. It's very dependent on what kind of matchmaking you get as to whether or not you're going to be pulling off huge numbers in this boat. If I'd have gone out there against a Minotaur, I'd have been on the bottom of the sea. You do have to take that into consideration. So would I recommend getting this ship? Would I recommend getting this ship? If you like cruiser gameplay, then most definitely yes. Because this thing, it doesn't excel in any area, but it's good at pretty much everything, if that makes sense. You know, it's a 7 out of 10 on everything. It's not a 10 out of 10 on anything in particular, other than maybe the torpedo firing arcs. They are particularly good, but you can only get one launcher away at the extreme angles. So yes, I would recommend it if you like cruiser gameplay. Is it going to be a big credit earner? Probably not. Probably not, because you will have games like that where the ability for you to do damage is limited. You know, if you expose your ship, you're going to lose it, especially against higher tier stuff. So bear that in mind. It is a tier 8. You are going to see a lot of tier 10 matchmaking at the moment anyway. Once this new game mode comes in, where the 9s and 10s are the only ones that can play it, you might be much better off. You might be much better off, because the tier 9 and 10 population will be off trying that. So there won't be as many in matchmaking. So that might be a good thing. Is it worth it? Like I say, if you enjoy cruisers, then most definitely yes. If you play a lot of battleships and expect this to handle the same, no, don't. Just don't. Get yourself a Tirpitz or something like that. It's good, but it is not impenetrable. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As I said, you know, if you have something you'd like me to take a look at, then let me know and we will of course cover it. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? If you enjoyed the video, then why not click the old like button? But I think that's more than enough from me for now. So thank you ever so much for watching, guys. But for now, it's Captain Random signing off. Take care, and I'll see you again in the next one.